There's Ignatian spirituality in general, which is not just limited to the Jesuits. There are sisters' orders as well, and other men's orders as well that have Ignatian spirituality. But also there are many other diocesan priests and religious who've adopted Ignatian spirituality as their own, and of course thousands and thousands of lay people who have taken Ignatian spirituality.
Ignatian spirituality is basically about keeping in contact with God. It's about finding out where God is in the life of each person and helping them to stay in contact with God. Because the more time we spend in contact with God, the more easy it is to understand the relative importance of different things in our life and the different desires we have. So when our one desire is to be with God, we can understand the relative importance of the other things to which we're attached.
What St. Ignatius has taught us is to have some trust that God speaks through your emotions. Of course, you have to be careful with that, because emotions can go all over the place. But here is his fundamental thought is that God is there and that God wants to communicate himself. So he does that also through emotions.
What Ignatian spirituality tends to spotlight is the fact that God is at work in our daily life. And if we look at our daily life, we can see the evidence of God working there. That's the idea, that if I looked at my day, sitting in my room before going to bed, with God's help, I can actually see what God was trying to do that day, or at least get a hint of it.
But it's not just in prayer that we encounter God, but also in our relationships with other people, in our families, in our work situations. It's also in the intellectual work that we do, when we're studying as students, and it's also in our workplaces, whether we're working in a chemist's or in a supermarket, wherever it is, we can still find God in those places too.
That's Ignatian spirituality in a nutshell. Jesuits live it in a very particular way, which follows, of course, the example of Ignatius himself as the first general of the society, in that we live it in community with other Jesuits as part of a worldwide religious order bound together by the vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience, and at the service of the Church and the Pope.